been crazy busy.
Yes. We
Crazy.
were in California.
Oh my gosh. California. I was in Disney. We did something else, didn't we? Other than California? No, I guess it was just Disney and then California.
I know. It's like I can't really remember. Like the days all blend together.
Well, and then we had New York. We went to New York,
Hmm.
then I went to Disney, then we went to um, California, which was beautiful. Oh my gosh, take me back.
I agree. I actually told Chase when we came back, I was like, I could probably move there. And he was like, California? I'm like, it was so pretty where we were. Like, especially, we were in like the Irvine, Orange County area. And it was like equestrian too, where we were staying, like kind of like up in the mountains. And it was just so stunning. It was so peaceful, very calm. The weather was gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, the beach was stunning that we went to, the Treasure Island that, you know, your friend recommended that we go to. Like, it was
Was
beautiful.
actually stunning. Like I was actually blown away, like how beautiful it was. Because you can like look at pictures, and then sometimes it's like I feel like the pictures are like over edited, so it like makes it look better than what it really is. But you go up there
Hmm.
and it's like that water couldn't be more blue and clear. Like you almost feel like you're like in Mexico or something. It's crazy,
Yes.
you know?
I don't even like the ocean usually. I'm not like a swimmer per se. Like it's funny because I actually grew up being a lifeguard,
Yes.
but I'm not like I don't love to just like go swimming. Like my husband opposite. He will like if there's water, he's in it. But for some reason that water, I just wanted to be in it. It was so pretty, like it was just so calming and serene. It was just
Yeah.
something about it.
It it is it's beautiful. I mean, I'm like speechless now. I'm like I didn't even know like what to say about it other than like holy crap, the fact that like we get to be able to travel and do this like was just everything because when Cody worked full time, like we would like go to like Ocean City, which was like 4 hours from our house, and it's not the best ocean, okay? Like the water's not pretty, but it's like an East Coast ocean. But anyways, so yeah, not sure, not that. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that though, because even like when you go to like the tropics, like there's not like the rocky terrain. You know what I mean? Like it was just
Hmm.
to see that blue water and then like the rocky terrain, and it's just like oh my gosh. And like there was that big rock that we were like all like you could walk through, and it was like we got our pictures through there. Like it's just a vibe, seriously.
I totally agree. And like being able to travel and go on trips like that, I look back and think, can you imagine if we would have been like, excuse me, boss, can I put in a request for some time off so that I can go? I was like, fuck that. No, no, I'm gonna go do what I want to do. You know, I'm not requesting PTO or like hoping that it's paid and like then it comes back unpaid or like, you know, travel is something to me that is a non-negotiable. And it's because of the memories and experiences that you make doing these things, right? Now,
Yeah.
of course, there's different seasons of life, like, you know, when you've got little kids or like whatever, if they're in school, like I get that you can't always travel. But at the same time, what are you learning? What are you growing from just staying where you are all the damn time?
Yeah.
Like you're not gathering like experiences or memories or meeting new people or like getting exposure to new cultures or new foods or like just learning about the world. And I feel like that's how people just become so stuck is because all they do is the same fucking shit every day. And it's like, no wonder nothing in your life is like happy anymore. No wonder that like you're like feeling like you're stuck. You know, or no wonder you wake up one day and you're like, oh my God, I'm 35, 40 years old, 50 years old, and half my life is gone and I've done jack shit. And it's like people need to wake up and realize that life is short. Go on the trip, book the trip. You
Yes.
know, who cares if you have to put it on a credit card, you'll pay it off later.
Yeah.
Like to me it is so worth it. I'm not saying go and just like max out your credit cards and do a bunch of crazy shit, but like live your life.
Hell yeah. Live your life. That's it. And and that's why I love the business that we're in, and like having the flexibility to live our own life, because I feel as if um like you said, you can't just take off, um especially like with short kind of notice. Like I remember like Justin telling me like, hey, like by the way, you're gonna speak at this event. It was like a month from there, and I'm like, what?
What?
You know what I mean? But it's like, oh yeah, like just letting you know, like in a month, like I'm headed to California, so you're gonna have to like figure that out. Like, no, like you just can't do that. So, yeah, I just the place that we stayed in, the mansion was beautiful. The pool was incredible. It was so warm. The hot tub was cold when we got there, but then it got warm. And then it was so hot, like we couldn't even like hang out in it. It was so hot. But yeah, it was cool. And the event was really, really nice. Lunch was good. Dinner was really good. The party was good. Maya was ready to like rock and roll. I'm in there like networking. She's like, it's time to go. They got the whole band out there. I'm like, where did everybody go? I was like, what happened? I get two cocktails in me and I get chatty, okay? And the next thing you know, I'm like out just whatever. But anyways, no, we had so much fun.
We did. You should talk about.
Oh my god.
Well, we can talk about that after because honestly, crazy, weird things constantly happen to me. This is my life. Like on my life, if something weird is going to happen, it's probably going to happen to me. But yeah. Anyways, you should talk about fun stuff about how like you went on stage and like told your story and like talk about that because I don't think we've like highlighted that enough. Like, what did you do? What was the event? And like, why were we there?
So, inside of our um, business, there's lots of different communities. And so, Colton and his wife Priscilla, they do a lot of like in-person events. And so they invited Jess and Tara to speak on their event that they were having. And then he had also said like somebody that had made over I don't know what the amount was. And they were just like, oh, well, Leanne has like we should have her. And so they again like invited me to come on to the panel. And that's what I love about um our business is that like all the communities like love to work together and like network together and share what's like working and what's like not working or whatever and just like spitball ideas. And I feel like our business wasn't having like a USA convention this year, so this was kind of it. And then we're also going to be having our Babs convention here coming up in a
Yes.
couple months, which we're so excited about. But anyways, they just they wanted people to be on the panel to like ask them like like how much money did you make last year, and what has this business like done for you and your family? Why do you feel like people join you in business? Things of that nature. Which I don't know if you saw that video, but it's because I'm feral. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I mean, people especially online, like if you're not running ads and you're growing organically, people are magnetized to your like aura, your being, your personality, who you are. And so like for me, I feel like that is why people resonate with me, and they also resonate with my story. I did, come from a very broken space in my life when I started this business, and so a lot of people are in hard times right now. So they can relate to my story. And I also feel like, I am a little delulu, and, you know, a lot of people I think like ask permission from like their spouses, and I'm just like, I'm doing this. I don't really ask permission. He doesn't ask permission. I don't ask permission. Like we just do what we want to do. Now we'll run things by each other, but like we're gonna do it, right? I mean, I took credit cards out in my husband's name to start my business. Not very many people always laugh, but I'm like, I don't recommend you do it, okay? Because not everybody's husband is like my husband. Like bless his soul, like he just lets me be crazy. He always has, since I was a 19-year-old crazy girl that he was chasing around, okay? But, I think I inspire people to have a backbone, be an empowering woman, stand on your own 2 feet. And yes, you're married and you should respect each other. But at the same time, like, he don't understand my vision. He doesn't want to market online. He doesn't want to do a business like this, but I do. So he doesn't have the space to tell me that, I really can't. I mean, technically I can't. I mean, it's illegal to take out somebody else's name in debt, but we're married, so we're going down together.
Technically.
Technically, it's, illegal to do that. But I'm going to do what I have to do to change our life. And he knows that now. And I think back then he was like, well, I really think I'm married to a lady from the cuckoo's nest, but it he doesn't think that anymore. Now he's like all about it. If his disability doesn't go through because we keep fighting for this, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like fighting for $3,000? Like he's most likely going to join me in business if he doesn't get approved because he's like, well, I can work from home and mainly I can run the ship. I just need more IDs that I can build, to be quite honest. So like literally what I want. We can only own up to 6. So anyways, but he wants to do more in person, which is what I love about this business is that you have that flexibility to do that. He was able to talk to Balaz and like get a lot of like good insight on like what it would be like to run ads, what it's like more to like do like in person things because Cody can literally talk to anybody. But anyways, I know I got a little bit of like a little squirrel brain. My story takes me off, but you know, I love that I got to share with Kat and Riley. They both got to get over there, and that was just like spur of the moment. Okay, like they were like never marketed to like be on that panel. It was like super cool to be on there and have 3 girls from Babs, because we all share, we're all sharing like a similar blueprint. We all share the same blueprint. We do things a little bit differently inside of Babs, but it was just so nice to like sit up there with them because they are powerhouses inside of Babs as well. And so, anyways, the event was incredible. So many different walks of life inside of our business, just sharing their stories. And let me just tell you, like every single person on that stage, they didn't come from money. They didn't come from, knowing it all or having some like master's degree in marketing or anything like that. Like they were like pretty much self-taught in this business. A lot of them came from nothing, very rough backgrounds. And so it was just really like, it's beautiful to be able to sit in a room with people that are all fighting for the same thing. We're fighting for our freedom, right? We're fighting for something other than the 9 to 5 that you're chained to because like right now you are on your cell phone or you're on your computer and you have access to the most like lucrative thing in the world, which is the internet, okay? Social media, where you can literally make money on it. And so many people every single day are scrolling on there. They subscribe to social media, but they don't want to subscribe to like making money on social media. What will people think of me? Oh my gosh, like that's not a real way to make money. Oh my gosh, that's whatever, pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme, whatever people think, like network marketing, sales, whatever it is. Sales have been around forever. Everything is sales. Every person that wants to say that, businesses like this are pyramid schemes are literally in a pyramid. They literally work for one. So, it's really wild, but it's so nice to just be in a room with people that get you, with people that are all, fighting for that freedom life and to like get out of like that stuck, conformed, like everybody needs to go to school, go to college, work for the rest of your life and get your, 10 to 15, 20 years that you get to like actually maybe go live and then you're too old enough to probably do it and not even guaranteed that you're going to be able to afford that life afterwards because once you retire, pretty much every single person that I know is retired has to live pinching every penny because they don't have enough money to survive. Like that's not freedom, you guys. Like that's not freedom. And we lost our social medias, which was like really scary, like having, an online business and losing your social medias. And it's like, see, look, like you guys aren't secure over there. But when you get into a place in the business where we are, and this is why I shared this, I shared this on the stage, I was able to make over $200,000 last year with no social medias. And that's how I make money because I'm at a place in my business where I actually make passive and residual income. So that is freedom. Even though I lost out on like $100,000 because I made like over 300,000 the year before, still to think that I could make that. Do you know how much time people are putting in every day, like a 9 to 5 job, like traveling? Because a lot of people to make like multiple 6 figures, they got to travel. They're like selling their whole soul to do that. And I literally got to take like 8 vacations last year. I got to live free from my phone, work from anywhere. Like that's freedom to me. And maybe that's not freedom to everybody, but that's freedom to me. And so it was just really great to be and connect with other people, especially in the same business. And just seeing like everybody marketing different, everybody kind of doing like their own thing, but still making, like 50 to $1,000,000, 50,000 to like $1,000,000, that's insane.
I know. And it's like expanding your mind and like seeing all these people and like doing it in person too brings it to another level than just like through a screen.
Yeah.
And none of this would be possible if you know, you, me, all these people who are there, like, didn't actually take a risk on something that wasn't guaranteed and like started a business like this. So I don't know. I just, not that we want to just like talk about just business on this, but I just feel like taking risks in life, please just fucking take a risk. Stop playing it safe. Stop being comfortable. Stop just doing your daily stuff because that's like what you're used to. Like, that's so boring. I'm sorry, but like, God didn't put me on this earth, and I know He didn't put you on this earth to live a boring ass life. Okay? Like, I ain't doing that. And I remember I went to college, okay? I graduated high school. Funny enough, I actually got into hair school, and I were talking about this recently. I was going to be a hairstylist, and I was told after I got into hair school, I did my interview, like I was planning to go to hair school. You know, I was told by multiple teachers that they were like, "What are you doing, wasting your talent? You're so smart. Like, go to college." Blah 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 blah. So I ended up not going to hair school and not doing something I was passionate about, and I went to college, which I don't regret going to college, but like I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. Like I went to college to just like go to college. I ended up, you know, I made a lot of memories, like all this good stuff. I did learn stuff in college, but I came out and I'm still, you know, paying off my college debt. And it's just ridiculous. People, I was literally looking through a notebook before. I have a bunch of notebooks on my desk that are just like filled with notes. And on our sales calls, I take notes. Like if we have like leads and I do sales calls for people, like I take notes. And I was looking through a note that I had from a sales lead that I did. And it was a mom who wanted to join this business with us. And she ended up not joining the business. But I'm looking at her stuff. She ended up not joining because her husband didn't want her to, which fucking eye roll, please. She had over $400,000 in student loan debt that I have written here. 400K in student loan debt. Now, again, I'm assuming that's got to be combined between her and her husband, but that is absolute insanity. That's insanity. So, like, you're telling me you won't even invest $1,000 to start a business because it's too risky, or you won't invest $5,000 into a hydrogen water machine, but you will invest $400,000 on a student loan with zero guarantee you're going to get a job, zero guarantee you're going to be fucking happy, zero guarantee that like it's going to be like what you want out of life. Like it's just like, it is crazy how it's just ingrained to just do that. It's so natural. Like to take out loans to go to college and to like these student loans, it's just natural to do. And why?
And it's
Like,
okay. And they'll give it to like 18-year-olds, but they won't let them fund a business. Like
yes,
what?
exactly. That's another thing that we deal with a lot is like trying to get people who do want to get started as an entrepreneur the credit and the loans and the funding and the financing to be able to finance their business. And it is sometimes so difficult to even get them any line of credit to start a business. But if they were to go to the bank and say, I want to go to college, can I take out 30, 40, 50 grand? Here you go. Sure. It's just, it's wild. It's wild. Like what is happening out there in the world and like the different standards that are out there. And I feel like at least for us, we can continue to educate and just like, I don't know, talk about the things that people don't want to talk about. Talk about taking risks and like making investments in yourself because you're never going to get anywhere if you don't. You're never going to know what you're capable of. You're never going to know the success you could have, the people you could meet, the experiences, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like most of it just comes from like a lack of confidence in people because like we're not like most people are not brought up to be super confident to like go out and do things on their own, right? Like they go to school, they learn what school tells them to do. School's prepping them to go to the next school, right? Which is like college. And then, then you got to go through your college, and you got to get your college schooling, and then you got to go get like this secure job that you need to like lock in and go to for the next, 40 to 50 years. And so like when you go outside of that cycle, because that's successful, that's normal, that's what you do, like that's the only path. Because if you like veer off and you got to go do other things, like that's not secure. That is like the biggest risk ever. And it's like the biggest risk is being like bored as fuck and like doing shit we don't want to do. Like I hated school, and I know like so many people like hated school. I just felt like it was so pushed to just be like you gotta like know all these things. Like we're literally in math, like do with letters. Oh, like there's letters in these math problems. Like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like like calculus, and all these things to learn. I'm like, when am I ever gonna do this? Like, why do I need to know this? Like, why am I going to be quizzed on this? Like, what the
Oh
fuck?
my gosh.
So, but it's
That's
serious.
cracking me the fuck up.
Like Kenzie's doing it right now, and it's like X times Y, like all these things. And I'm like, what the actual, like, what? Who needs to know this? Like, if you need to know this, then like when for that job, then they need to fucking teach you how to do that. But like other than that, like we don't need to know that. Like, why am I filling my head? Like, I only got so much space in here, okay? And I don't need to know this. So so like that's how
Yeah.
I've just always felt, and it's like so true. Like, what the hell do they teach us in these colleges? And it's literally like even like Charlie Kirk like would say it like on these college campuses, like would go like, and I don't want to bring this up and like be political or anything, but like he would bring some real truth behind like they're literally teaching you shit that you don't even need to know. Like, this is the stuff that you should be learning. These are the things that you should be learning, but they don't do that. And, I'm not trying to be rude, but, people go get a business degree and they're learning it from a college professor that's never fucking owned a business in their life.
Right?
So how does he know what it's like to be successful, or she know what it's like to be successful to actually run a business? So like it's like the logistics, but like nobody teaches you like how to actually make it out there. Like when in the real world, outside the skills of like running a business. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so, anyways, crazy shit, you guys. It's crazy shit. And when you sit down and actually sit down and think about it, because people don't, they're literally like in the like Truman Show, and it's just like every day, like we just like pack our lunch, brush our teeth, eat our breakfast, drive in our car to work, and then like go and do my work, and then pick my kids up from school, and then make dinner, and like do homework, and brush their teeth, and give them their bath, and go to bed. And it's just like this cycle, like over and over and over again, that people don't think for themselves. They're so lost in like the delusion of this like phenomenon that they're living in that they can't get out of it. And it's like, y'all are nuts.
I
And
know.
we're nuts, and that's fine. But like, I'm good. But I just like it just doesn't make sense. Like, you could have so much freedom. You could be with your kids every day. You could be with your husband every day, or your wife, and you could like go do big things and like make money and live on the road if you want. Or like, I'm getting ready to like sell my house and move, because I can, because I want to, and like I don't have to clock in anywhere. Like, it's just and it's like, and we don't get on here to just preach about our business, but just like being an entrepreneur in general, go build something that's yours. Just make sure that it's yours, and that, it can be passed to your family, and you're not out there just like building for quick commissions. Like, build something that's going to last. But I don't know. I just like, the more I sit back and the more I think about it, just like I was saying with like Cody's Social Security, like his disability that like we're fighting for. And it's like this man that has gone through so much in his life, and like the disability court that we're in with like the judge, he only has like a 30, I think it's like a 34% approval rate, which is like super low. He's like the lowest in the country. And it's like, here we are fighting for him to get $3,000. I can make more than that on one sale. I'm like, but at the same time, I feel like it's worth a fight because he does deserve it. He's paid in all these years so that if anything happened, that like he deserves it. So I do feel like he does deserve it. But at the same time, when you're connected to the government, like they hold all the power. So it's like you're just like held like this, and
Mm-hmm.
like I can't stand that. Like, if it were me, I would be like to them, and I would do something else, because like that's just
Yep.
me. So I'm also the Lulu, okay? He's just married to me, but I don't know. Like, that's why I told him, I'm like, if this doesn't work out, like we have other options. There's always other options. So, and I can't wait. I'm like low key, just like, I hope they just go away and like get him in here, get him started, and let him do it, because Cody could rock it out here, and we need more
Then
men. And
I feel like you guys should just do it. I feel like he should just become a distributor in your sales organization. Obviously, he has you as the best mentor, and like fucking start doing it. And God will provide. If it's meant to be, God will provide. God will make the way. Right? So like if this is you like stepping into faith, like like why do we sit and wait on, and I know your situation is a little bit different too, like, you're waiting on the courts and stuff, but like so many people are stuck in that waiting period of like, well, I have to wait for this to fall in line perfectly before I can do anything. And it's like, huh? Like, but what if that never happens? What if the waiting period that you're stuck in never ends? What if you're just
yeah,
put through more hoops? What if you run into another roadblock? What if another bill comes? What if, like, all these what ifs, right? Take control of your damn life and like start doing something. Stop being stuck in the what ifs, right? People
Yeah.
just that's a zone that so many people that I even know personally are stuck in. So many people that we
Yeah.
talk to constantly are stuck in. Well, what if I don't make any money doing this? What if I'm not successful? What if people judge me? Who cares? Like, I would rather you try and fail than not try at all. Like, God will literally continue to put things in front of you. God will continue to put you in places that are going to challenge you and test you of your faith until you learn that lesson, until you go on the path that He wants you to go on, right? And if you're not on that path, you're going to constantly feel resistance. You're going to constantly feel like, I'm unhappy, I'm not successful, I'm depressed, I'm pissed. Well, if you're in that state, it's because you're not where God wants you to be. So you need to make a change and you need to do something about it.
For real. And, and it's really sad because I think about what if I was like, didn't do this business and I didn't have, like have this. And I was like working at Amazon or Walmart or whatever, and he lost that disability. Like, we couldn't pay our bills. We would just be able to pay our bills probably if he gets his money and I worked like mad overtime somewhere. We would probably just get by. But then in November, they took that away because again, right?
But then,
And
what about your kids too?
what
You
would
know?
people do if they didn't make money like I did? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, because he can't go work right now because he's like in limbo land. He's waiting on them. And I'm like, how do families in this situation make it? And that's just like another like really fucked up thing where it's like, they don't care. They don't care. Figure it out. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what people would do if, we weren't blessed and like we didn't have the business that I have because we don't need the money, thank God. But people do. Most people
Mm-hmm.
don't have this reality. Most people have the other reality that I've almost went back and subscribed to, which is just wild to think about. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad, and it really, that's why we get on here and talk about it, you guys, because if people don't talk about it, maybe just like even just one person that comes across this, video, maybe it'll wake them up a little bit. Maybe they're going through something similar. Maybe, they're trying to find a community of people that, they want to like, because it's scary to go out on your own and do something, right? And that's why
Mm-hmm.
we always say like community is everything. And that's why, um, it really does matter. Now, can you go do it on your own? Yeah. But at the same time, like having a community, having people that's already went first, that have already, been successful, like that's really how you learn. And I know I made a reel about this the other day, but how weird is it that you can literally like have never finished high school and you can like open your own business, but you can't like go get a job unless you like have certain certifications, right? But you can actually go if you have the capital or you have the whatever to like get it started. Like you can go like start your own business. Doesn't matter. You could have like had a second grade education. They don't fucking know. They don't care. You can go do that. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just like another perspective to think about. Like that's really weird, right? How weird is that? That you have to be like certification to go make 20 to 40 to $50 an hour, but then you can go like build a business, make multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, and have like a third grade education. Like
Well,
it's really crazy.
because the education that you're talking about, people learn in a different way. Like, you don't need a school education to be smart. You don't need a school education to be successful. Like, a lot of people learn from doing, and some people, they don't learn well in a classroom.
Yeah.
Like they just don't. It's a known fact. Some kids, learn better visually, some more are hands-on, some like are dyslexic, even though they might be smart, but they might not be able to read properly, or like they just have a lot of energy, so it's hard for them to sit. But if they're outside running, they can like learn by playing. Like, there's so many different ways to learn, and just like sitting in a school and like college and stuff like that, like it doesn't always show people's potential. But like sales and like as you get older, like you said, like starting a business, like if you've got the want and like if you've got the drive and the hustle, like you can do it and you can make fucking baller money. You know, as long as you are willing to be trained and you're willing to like invest in yourself, like you can do this.